Hi folks, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm gonna share few tips on how to improve your landing page conversions. So let's just get started. The most important thing in a landing page is trust, and in the following slides, I will share few key things you can do to improve trust elements in your website. Right. So the first slide is clarity of value prop. So what do I mean by this? So I'll just center this. Okay, if a user is coming to your website, think like a customer coming to your shop, right? And the very first thing, even before entering the shop, they try to see what this shop is about. Like if it's a car showroom, if it's a electronic showroom, or if it's a bed, bath, beyond kind of stuff, or if it's a Target, right? Depending on what the client wants and what you're offering, they enter the website. And it has to be very, very clear what you have to offer, because the client, when they land to your web page, they're always looking for their own benefit, right? And what is the benefit you are giving them, and what is the problem you are solving for them. And typically they usually have a pain point, someone who wants to convert. I'm not talking about someone who is just coming and like for just doing nothing and just going away, right? So uh, someone who's actually serious about your service and who wants to buy your service, they're actually looking for the benefit. And if your value proposition is not clear on that, you might lose on that person. So this is one example of a bad value proposition, where if from data chaos to data harmony, I mean, I don't even understand what the website is selling. Maybe it has a good product in what they are offering, but I don't know what that is, right? And if you're putting this as your headline in above the fold area, which is like the topmost area of any landing page, then you're already setting up yourself for a failure. So don't do that. Just say what you're trying to do. Like if it's a data integration platform, just say that, like, I do data integration from X to Y. So just say that, and then maybe add those mini points below explaining what it means. All right. And then looking at one more bad example, transforming your Git history. Slightly clear, but completely not clear, right? I would rate this sort of 4 out of 10, where maybe it is related to something related to Git history, but what is transforming your Git history? I don't know what it means, right? Again, a bad example. Looking at one good example, securely managing your securely manage, share, and track documents. Okay, this is more clear, where if I have a document, I can manage, share, and track documents. And if I'm interested, then I can maybe read, okay, there's a share files, get signatures, page by page analytics. Okay, so it's a similar competitor to DocuSend or something like that. Okay, I can get that. Okay, so that is a value proposition. Just make sure that your above the fold area is very clear on what you're trying to offer, right? So if someone cannot tell what you do in 5 seconds, you've lost them. And this is specifically for that ABF, above the fold area. So the next one is one call to action, zero distraction. So this happens, I've seen some landing pages, especially if it's a new entrepreneur or a founder, right? They fill their hero section, the above the fold section, with a lot of buttons, and it is not very clear for the user to understand which is the action they are supposed to take. I'll share an example. Which is the action you're supposed to take here? So there are like 5 things grabbing my attention, and if I want to do something, I don't know which is the prime action I'm supposed to take, right? Always have a prime action through that primary button, and always focus on that primary button. This is a bad example. I'll show you one more bad example. So this is one more bad example. So I can see that there is a try free button here, and then there is a subscribe now button here, and then there is a chat field with a button here. This much confusion is not required. Just put a chat box, like put this chat box in the center, remove this try for free, remove all this stuff, let people explore your product if you are offering it for free. And then if they're interested, then maybe show a sign up page after the entrance is done, or after the results is achieved. right? Looking at a good example, stripe.com, you can just see that they have a big headline: final infrastructure to grow your revenue. Also remember the first point, right? Clear value proposition, uh, financial infrastructure to grow your revenue, which is very clear. And then you have two buttons, so contact sales and then request a invite, which is basically leads to both that same form, right? And then you also have a product screenshot, so pretty obvious. At least you should get this basics right. And then social proof that actually works. This is not possible for a new product, by the way, but if you have a product which you have already been working on, and if there are clients who are willing to share their testimonials, I would highly recommend getting testimonials from them. Get a Google review if you can, get a video review if you can, or get them to write on X if you can. Like if you do any of these things, then you can put that in your website. I can show you an example of cal.com. Right, so you can see that there's a person who has written this in G2. Someone has written on Product Hunt. Some of them are from X. So you can just create a collage of those testimonials and you can put it in your landing page. And then also, if you have any direct testimonials from your clients, like CEOs or marketing managers, you can also create these small boxes and you can put them as well. Design won't matter to an extent until you have this like proper verified testimonials. Just focus on getting testimonials, do that as much as you can, right? And then one thing I can share is I also run one website called Matrimony Bio. So this is a like you can create your marriage bio data on here. So what I'm doing here is whoever buys this template, right? It's a 9 rupee, 10 rupee template. I just text them back and ask them, hey, you know what? I will refund you your money, but can you write me a Google review instead? I think that will be more helpful if you can, give some incentive to the user. If you want to, get testimonials from them, it will help. And the bad examples of testimonial, don't do this. Like this is not good. I don't see a name, I don't see where they are from. I just see an image and I just see a text, so this looks very fake. This is an ideal testimonial where you have the client logo, client testimonial. You also have like how you help them by in terms of metrics, and then you also have a case study. This is an ideal scenario, and this is like very rare. You can do this. It is possible, but it is slightly difficult if you're a new or at least even 3 months into the business, right? It is difficult because you need to track these metrics also. Ideally, you want to have something like this. So where you have a client image, not in this style, but just a client image, like what we had seen in the previous examples. You have the name of the person, their role and their testimonial, and then you also have other company logos as well, so that there is a social proof there. So if you can have these elements, the minimum basic, then it will help, right? Next, visual hierarchy of flow. So whenever you're designing a landing page, think like a funnel, right? Top is where you're sharing what is the benefit for the user, and then middle is where you're actually explaining what is the features you're trying to offer and how these features will help them solve their problems. And in between, right, in between you need to keep sprinkling the trust elements, social proof elements like testimonials, reviews, company logos. If you can keep these things in between, it will help. And then you should also add CTS. So CTS always present on the nav bar, which scrolls along the landing page, but the CTS should also be present in this funnel, right, in between. So this is what visual hierarchy of flow means. So you should the landing page should convey that you understand the client's problem, and then you are actually offering features which could solve that. Right, so again, going back to the example of cal.com, you can see that they're explaining what they're trying to do, better way to schedule your meetings. They're also adding certain trust elements like Trustpilot, Product Hunt, G2. Most of us will not have this. I don't have this, so it's okay if you don't add this. But if you have a client testimonial, someone has said something positive about your website, then you can add this here, obviously. And then make sure that your editing is actually talking about what you're trying to offer, right? Better way to schedule your meetings. So this is what they are trying to offer. So they're just saying that you can schedule your meetings better. And then what else? Then they have this client logos, and then which is a trust element again. So assume that this is a funnel, right? And then they have the features. They're saying how it works. Connect your calendar, set your availability, choose how to meet. So basically how it works. And then they're talking about the features, which is cool. And then testimonials again, feature again, testimonials again, social proof, social proof, footer, and then trust elements. So I'll talk about trust elements briefly. Uh, it all it comes under social proof. So basically the next slide is trust builder. So it comes under social proof, but trust builders are those elements, small elements in which, for example, assume that you're on a checkout page. If you see credit card secured or SSL secured or something like that, you'll feel that slight assurance that Visa is Visa secured or MasterCard secured, something like that. You'll feel that small assurance that, okay, you know what, I'm not gonna get scammed. And one more thing is, for example, if you offer some kind of guarantees like money back guarantees or refund guarantees, that also adds social trust building elements. So for example, if I'm investing something and if I'm not getting the result, then I'm getting my money back. So that actually improves the conversion. And then also customer. So if there is an easy access to the customer support, so for example, email or phone number or something like that, everything adds to the trust building element. So having these things would definitely help. And yeah, so these are the basic things which you can try to implement in your landing page. If you want this Figma file, please feel free to comment on the YouTube and I'll share it with you guys. Thank you for viewing. See you on the next one. Bye.